Flash is trying to get away. And something came up on the phone there. The Flash is trying to get away. So there's Aquaman. Popcorn bucket. Yes. And free comic that was in the comic book stores on Justice League Day. So before the video goes on any further, did I like it? Yes, I did. I got carried away. I was telling people in the cinema to twice. Okay, I spent £110 on cinema tickets. Okay, you can see at the end of the video the wee links of my journey and how I felt before and after, and this is the review of the film. So anyway, so what did I think of it? Well, as I say, I went in and I told everybody to stay back at the end scene. I got myself a Superman wristband and stuff. And so yeah, no, the film was good. The first time I went to see it, it's all the anxious to see it, and feeling, oh, is it going to be good? Is it going to be good? And this is after it getting negative reviews from critics, and you had the Rotten Tomato scores and stuff like that. So I was a wee bit anxious, but as I got to the cinema, realising how much of a fan I was and that I was actually going to see these heroes in the first time, all the negative stuff had left and I watched them. And it was the most enjoyable 2 hours I had. My partner loved it, my wee girl loved it, she could recite things from it, and my boy loved it. Tried to get some sort of feeling from the people that were going in, that were leaving at the end, and majority of them said, yeah, it was good, and but it was short. That seems to be the sense of it. Now, that is actually a good sign. When somebody says that it was, it was short, then that meant the film, they weren't uncomfortable in the seats, that they could have sat for another hour or so listening to the, they could have sat for another 40 minutes watching it. Now, some of the remarks about the film was the editing. Now, the editing I didn't have any problems with. I didn't feel that it was jumpy. I didn't feel that there were bits missing. If I was to take a guess, was maybe one bit when a parademon, I've got to take this, still not well. I was going to hold back, but let my voice get better, apologies. So, anyway, there was one scene where I think it happened so fast that Wonder Woman saved Batman and top of the... Oh, by the way, this is going to be spoiler. I've said it on the video. Okay, I can't be bothered doing a non-spoiler review, so if you don't want anything, stop now. Okay. So, I keep on getting messages. Anyway, so Wonder Woman had saved the parademon off his Batmobile, and it happened that quickly. I didn't see it happen. Then I was trying to think, how did Aquaman get on top of the Batmobile? It was moments like that I thought, right, but it didn't take me out of the film. It didn't take my mind thinking, oh wait a minute, something wrong here. Nor did I notice any sort of differences between the Zack Snyder cut from the Joss Whedon cut. Yeah, I noticed some of the music paying homage to the earlier films, and it was quite good. And yes, I got excited when Superman, is looking for justice, and stuff. I don't know, maybe it's a wee bit of me, maybe because I'm used to Man of Steel. He felt a wee bit too smiley, he was too smiley when he was beating somebody up with a big heat ray vision, so I bought these cups, right? I'll get back to the film in a minute. I bought these cups, and you buy the cups separately from the drink. So in order to get a cup, you have to buy the drink. And then instead of putting the popcorn in the popcorn bucket, they give you a bag full of popcorn. It was just nonsense. With these things, you have to have these mementos. Anyway, back to the film. Yeah, of course, there were things missing out that we wanted answered, and there's now, since it's been a couple of days, there's things came to light about scenes that were cut from the film, and it wasn't finished and it wasn't put on, and there was talks about people wanting a Zack Snyder cut, just like they did with Richard Donner cut from Christopher Reeves. Now, as I said, I liked the film. The thing that's heartbreaking for any DC fan is, of course, the negativity. The negativity that came from the critics, and we can all sit and we can all say it's biased and stuff like that. And there were a couple of problems in that. I never noticed that. My partner noticed the moustache thing, the Henry Cavill's lips didn't look too right, and that still didn't deter me from the film. Moments in the film that I think they should have done a wee bit more of and some of the young ones said that was their favourite scene, was just this moment where Aquaman walks into the water, guggling down the bottle, and the music played. People liked that, and I think the film would have done great with more scenes like that, with a wee bit of the music mixed in, and the partner says that the music should have carried on a wee bit. Some person says they should have been fighting when the music was on. It's just things, but there were a lot of fan moments, geek moments, and Flash against Superman at the end, and also you had Superman fighting not just about the Justice League. So all in all, it was a good film. Now, I'm going to push all my reviews to the side because you would have heard people talk about the reviews and the music and like Steppenwolf. I had no problem with a CGI Steppenwolf. I saw his face up close, right? My mind is already knowing that he's not a real person. It doesn't matter how good the CGI was going to be in the film, I know that person isn't real. But it didn't deter me from the film, so I don't get the problem with Steppenwolf. Okay, so I'm going to push that all aside, and just to talk about my thoughts and my feelings. I'm sort of heartbroken that it's been given this sort of backlash against critics, and yes, it's got me worried about the future of DC movies. And although it's my role to play the positive side in all of these, I find it hard to grasp what is Warner Brothers doing. There is so much that they demanded for a film to be 2 hours, that they may have cut out essential scenes that would have done great. Now, these essential scenes may have been filmed or may not have been filmed. It's all hearsay. One of the scenes was Henry Cavill and Lois Lane. Lois Lane goes to Perry White and says, "Perry, this is Clark, aka Superman." What we got instead was Superman walking down the street with this news reporter back on with the tie. We would have liked to seen something like that. Again, one of the other so-called deleted scenes was that Superman, when he was on the farm, it was still not right. It was taking him time to recover, and then he somehow chased some of the Smallville people away. Hence, because Smallville knows that Clark Kent's passed away, but they also know, because it doesn't take a mathematician to work out, that most of Smallville knew who Superman was. So really, it was only that byline on a newspaper that would have said Clark Kent is dead. But then again, all it would take would be a newspaper saying, "Whoops, made a mistake." Also, one of the other scenes that I would have loved to have is Superman's return. But we spent the last movie or two talking about how the world, and the start of Justice League, how the world is mourning and how it's gone into a dark place. Again, some of those scenes were cut from the movie from the trailers. And Superman's return, I would have loved to see the world rejoice in his return. I'd have loved to see him flying through the sky and people said, he's alive, our saviour is back. Something as glorious as this. Well, I would have easily stayed another 5 to 10 minutes from. But what we got instead was Superman taking off his top, up in the sky, people accepting it. And surprisingly, if you think back to Christopher Reeve movies, people accepted him basically straight away. That he's existed as well. Again, what we got at the end was Lex Luthor trying to start the Legion of Doom. And he says, oh, Big Boy Blue Scout is back in the sky. So we know that everybody in Metropolis knows he's back. So it's... But again, I think it would have been another 10 minutes added on to the film just to compensate, to work that great return back. Other scenes were, bits in the trailer that wasn't in the film. You had bits like Alfred saying, he said you would come. What we now believe is that was Superman, and he come back for a suit. Probably Bruce Wayne had made him a new suit. And it was not Green Lantern. There was also a scene that was said, again, rumour, that Bruce Wayne wakens up and sees a couple of lanterns at his bedside. But at least we saw one lantern in the footage back. We also seen a rumour of, what was it, where Steppenwolf is actually talking, we hear him talking about his mother. We put it towards the boxes and stuff like that, and what the mother box was done. But I believe it was actually his mother, and there was more dialogue between Steppenwolf and Zeus and the old gods that were taken away. But who knows, we could be fortunate with the DVD as deleted scenes. Is there going to be a Zack Snyder cut? Well, according to Mark Hughes, there isn't, because most of these scenes weren't finished. There was a shot with Flash pushing the glass, saving Iris from a car crash. That's right there. There were scenes some more of Cyborg and his mother. Yes, his mother was in it, and also Cyborg as a boy running as a footballer. It was also cut from the film. Maybe, hopefully, it'll be put towards the Cyborg movie. Now, as I've talked to many young ones, the young ones are loving the film. They're loving it. I've seen news reports on Justice League saying it's a great family film. Sadly enough, it's in a term where we just had Thor, and now we've got Return of The Last Jedi, whatever the film is. But for me, I believe if this film came out when the Avengers came out, we'd be looking at a different sort of way. If DC managed to put Man of Steel out first, all those years ago before Avengers or Marvel even thought about it, we would be looking at a different score for DC. Critics are too, and everybody else is too thingy about what's supposed to be a superhero movie. So, what else? Yeah, I mean, DC board must be, I don't know, did they expect the Justice League to be like this? If they did, then that is a kick in the pants for the fans, because we as fans, we want great scores. We want these films to do a tremendous amount of money, and it's very hard to watch this film, being a fan, loving it, but then trying to look at it from another person's perspective. Are we kidding ourselves? Was this a great film? So sometimes we take these criticisms from critics to our hearts. What we can rest assured in thinking is that we have Aquaman already finished, so that's set in stone. We've heard rumours about Ben Affleck and Matt Reeves, still uncertain about that. Another thing is Henry Cavill moustache. That was the one thing I just couldn't understand. Why could they not have just given Henry Cavill a fake moustache from the beginning, rather than spending millions thing with it? But again, didn't detect me from the film. I just think that's one thing that Henry Cavill will need to live with, because he will be criticised for that until the day he, flies off. Yeah, well, we've got to try and subside. Joss Whedon has been because he's been liking nasty things about Justice League. He's been liking all those wee tweets that are nasty towards it. So, but as I say, Zack Snyder's still a great filmmaker. James Cameron thinks a lot of Zack Snyder. Doesn't think a lot about Joss Whedon. So we can just take a shot. Is Zack Snyder finished with the DC? I think he's done enough. I think he's tried his trilogy, of course, and I've said it in my earlier videos. It was the worst thing to do was to leave Justice League. We believe that Warner Brothers was able enough to say to Zack, let's leave it for a year, but Zack said no. He put his mind and his fans first, and he says let's do it. As it went on, he had to leave, and we knew straight away that is when we're going to get a lot of bad press. Going to get all this hate stuff, and is it a Joss Whedon movie? Now, I firmly believe, my own opinion, that a lot of humour in that film was still down to Zack. Did it have the same sort of vision as Zack? Did it feel like a Zack's film? No. That's because there was a lot of people involved. And if I had to blame somebody, I would blame the guy at the top. I wouldn't blame Joss. I wouldn't blame Zack. I would blame the people at the top that demanded certain things from the film, or certain things take out the film. They never learned their lesson from BVS. Will I buy the DVD? Yes. Will I encourage people to buy it? Yes, I will. At least it's something that's happened in our lifetime. At least we can watch it and enjoy. Boys came in from school. He said his classmates loved the film. It is. So it is definitely a film to encourage your kids to go and see it. And it is a kid. Let's step down from our high horse and say, oh, we want a Zack Snyder for adults. We want a Superman for adults. No. Let's give Justice League back to the family viewing it's meant to be. Let's stop being this high and mighty about BVS was for adults, Justice League should have been for adults. What? No, Justice League, Cyborg, Teen Titans, Aquaman. Let's just hope that we get a Man of Steel 2. Let's hope we Wonder Woman's on par. Let's hope we get a Cyborg and Flash movie, Flashpoint. Warner Brothers executives up the top will be definitely looking at themselves and reassessing what they can do. Should the next Justice League film be Darkseid? No. I think they've still got to build it up. He was only mentioned once in the Justice League film. So again, I don't think anybody really knows of his existence. They didn't even mention Apocalypse. Even though Steppenwolf says he wants to go back to his mother. There was a scene, again, rumoured, where Darkseid kills Steppenwolf because of his failure. But all these are hearsays. We can only dream the dream of what we wanted, but let's just try to accept what we got, and let's try and pass the word of mouth out to everybody that's out there, and let's think of most of the fans that left that cinema were happy. Yeah, maybe the Rotten Tomato critic scores wasn't working well that day. There were some reports of critics trying to put in their good reviews, but somehow someone else got in there. But most critics, and if you look at the tomato reader, again, most people like the film, and it's a fresh bag of popcorn up there. Okay, a lot of fans on websites are giving it an 8 point, or like a B plus or something like that on the metric scale or whatever it is. Okay, there are so many websites out there that has fans liking the film, even Marvel fans liking the film, and annoyed that Zack Snyder's vision didn't come in. But this is the film we have. Does it break my heart that the first Justice League film didn't do as well as I had hoped? Yes. And it will stay with us. It's a stain. It is a stain. Because I would, and I've said this many times before, I would rather the film done great and people loved it, and for me to hate it. Because I know that DC is cool, and I just want the rest of the world to realise that as well. I have seen toys fly off the shelves, so hopefully this time next year people might start, instead of Marvel just bags, there'll be Justice League bags, cups and everything else. And at least these characters are out there for the wider world to know. They now know Wonder Woman's existence, Aquaman's existence, Cyborgs, and of course the Flash from the TV series. But, you know, let's just take it for what it is. It came out, it's happened in our lifetime. Yep, it wasn't as big as just... We're probably going to get flack from Marvel fans saying you never bet just the Avengers. But a lot of us actually think that the film was better than Avengers. It's all down to our own personal choice and our own personal view. So if you're like me and you want to just read about positive stuff about these characters in this film, please support me and support my page, Man of Steel Fan Gives Hope, and let me know what you thought of the film. I give it a thumbs up. Okay, thanks very much.